Hey guys, how you doing? I just thought I'd make a wee video of a couple of tweaks I wanted to try and make on the reverse lunge. Just to emphasise the glutes a bit more. It's not that it's a correct way and an incorrect way of doing certain exercises, it's just that variations of them will bring in different muscles. So what I wanted to do, obviously quite often I've said to folk to tilt the pelvis here and create a forward lean, and then try and maintain that lean when they're performing the movement. And the reason for that is if you're wanting to involve the glutes a little bit more, this tilt here will essentially just lengthen the glutes. So what it does is it puts it in a good position to then work through a bigger range. And the lengthen phase is going to more effectively target and work the muscle and then potentially grow it. So that's the idea, the reason behind that. The other thing I wanted to try and do is your knee position in relation to your toe is also going to determine what muscles are involved in the movement. So for example, when you're down here, this is an excellent position. It's good for everyone to get into from an athletic standpoint as well, because what you're trying to do here is get your knee past your toe, which is going to work on your ankle mobility, but it also is going to target the VMO muscle around the knee, so it's good for knee strength and stability. But what an alternative to that, and what I want you to try and do, is to keep the knee behind the toe this time. Okay, and what that should do is, again, if you do it with the hinge, the hips, it should bring in the glutes a bit more, because you're getting a deeper stretch. Because if you're coming forward, then the stretch is less here. So right, if you're finishing here, you've got a bigger stretch here, especially if you focus on making sure the weight is going through the heel of that front foot like that. So that is what I want you to try on your reverse lunge. So the knee not going past the toe this time, but coming down through here, but you need to make sure the weight's in the heel. You will find when you're doing this, because of the position you're in, because you're stepping back further, you're going to probably get quite a big stretch through this hip flexor, this rear hip flexor here. So again, it's good, it's not a bad thing, but what I do want you to be aware of is that if you're stepping off a step, the step also increases the range. So if you feel that it's almost like too uncomfortable here and it's actually holding you back, so you can move the step aside, and then focus on this movement with a slightly reduced range. Okay, so that should offer you a bit of relief at this back hip flexor, while also allowing you to focus and try to push through this heel more. Whereas if you were to try and persevere with the discomfort of the hip flexor, if it's really tight, what will happen is you'll struggle to get back, and then you'll end up just dominating through the toe in the front part of your foot, which kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to ask you to do, which is to keep the knee back from the toe in relation to the weight distribution of the foot. So, a few things to think about there. Okay, so you're trying to keep the weight through the sort of back part of your foot, your heel. I'm not saying curl your toes up, but when you step back, you try to step back so that this shin angle is at best vertical, probably vertical. You don't want it forward though, you don't want this positive side angle. So back here, you feel like even just holding this, whoa, even just holding that, you can really feel the muscles in the glutes working hard, pushing through this heel and then stepping back up. Try and sort of put it all together. So you get this torso angle, you can see like my quad is actually touching my torso, and then back up, and then step back. Okay, so it's worth giving it a go, but like I said, you might want to discard the step box, because it might actually be counterproductive to use it, because it will force you, if you're not got a sort of range in here, it will force you on your toe there, as opposed to back on your heel there, so you can push up through that heel. Okay, hope that makes sense.